What is up, guys? Hope everybody is having a great day. Today I wanted to talk about how to create quality content at a faster, more efficient rate. And so one thing I've noticed in 2024 and really the years to come is that the concept of quality has changed in the content creation world. 5 years ago, if you would have said quality content, people would have been more focused on the setup. People would have been more focused on the lighting, the amount of people at the set, all of that stuff, the big production grips and the type of camera. But I think what's starting to change is the fact that people want to consume content that's good regardless of what it is recorded on. And what I mean by that is this, is that you'll see on social media channels, whether it be, for example, I like watching Bleacher Report or even like DAZN for boxing, you'll see that they'll get really high quality content on their iPhone and people consume that at a huge rate. You'll see that people will break out into fights or arguments that weren't necessarily scheduled, and because somebody has an iPhone, they'll pull out their iPhone and people will be able to watch that content on social media from an iPhone camera, and it'll still grow a page and it'll still get a lot of reach because of the content that's being consumed. And so I'm here to tell you that because I think a lot of times what happens to business owners, to CEOs and executives is they think that they need this huge setup, and I think that that's not the case. And so today I wanted to kind of break down how you can shoot content at scale really efficiently. And so the first thing I would tell you is the editing on the back end is far more important than the stuff that you use to shoot the video. And what I mean by that is that this video is actually being shot on my iPhone. I did a training video that I also posted on YouTube and did the same thing. The key when it comes to using the iPhone is a couple of things. The first thing I would tell you to do is film in 60 frames a second, because if you film in 60 frames a second, when you export it and give it to whoever you're giving it to edit, they can export in what's called 24 frames a second, and that's a whole lot more cinematic. So that's the first thing. Make sure that you're filming in 60 frames a second. The second thing is just make sure you have good natural lighting. The thing I will tell people when it comes to using the iPhone versus using a more professional DSLR camera is that an iPhone is great at low light shooting. And what this basically means is that it can really adjust the lighting on the phone internally for a better shot. So like right now, I'm outside, I'm in my screening porch in my backyard, but all I have to do is put my iPhone on a tripod and I don't have to do anything else. Whereas if I had a DSLR, a lot of times you have to worry about making sure the lighting is right and all the settings are right to get the best shot. The thing about the iPhone is you're going to get one shot, and that's the shot that it's going to be. So make sure you utilize this as well. And then the most important thing I would tell you to do is really prioritize your audio. Now what I'll do here is I'll show you a short video of the setup I have right in front of me that you're actually looking at me utilizing. And so basically the microphone itself was $80, the cords to set it up were $16, and then the rig itself with the tripod was another $30. And so this allows you to set up something like this to the point where if you have a thought, if you have something you want to get out of your head and into video, it makes it a whole lot easier because you don't have to worry about a huge setup. I used to be a person where, being somebody in this industry, whenever I wanted to film content, I wanted to make sure it looked right. I wanted to make sure everything was in place. But I'll tell you, and to be 100% honest, it was actually kind of difficult because of the fact that every time I went to shoot content, the setup was so vast that by the time I got ready to shoot, I kind of forgot what I was going to say. Whereas with this setup, this allows me to now be able to put my iPhone into the rig, hit record, and then say what I have to say. The great thing about this is this allows you to shoot a whole lot more content. Going back to what we were talking about when it comes to quality is that you can shoot short form video, and that's what we do for a living. But to add on top of the short form video that you get from an agency like ours, you can continue to get iPhone videos, send them to an agency like ours, and we can edit them on the back end and make them look more professional. I think that the more content that you can get out, the better off you'll be. And so this allows you to really get more content at scale. I want you to think about this. If you work with a company like mine, and we promise you 15 short form professionally shot videos every month, and then you can send us another 10 videos shot by you and your team using this setup, well, now you've just almost doubled your content creation, and all you've had to do is step in front of the camera for, let's say, another 30 minutes, and now you have twice as much content on the internet because of it. So make sure that whenever you're doing this process and really shooting content, you make it as easy as possible. Now, when we talk about the editing, there's several things you can do. Again, you can work with a company like ours, but then you can also outsource your editing through things like Upwork and Fiverr. The hard part about that is oftentimes it's a lot of trial and tribulation because of the fact that you have to test different editors to see who's going to be successful, but that's a great way to do it if you want to get started. Again, there's apps like Submagic, Subtitle that also allow you to edit subtitles onto your videos. And then the last one is intros and outros. For example, the intro and outro that will be on this long form video is something that I created in Canva. I think Canva is a great tool for a lot of content creation things, but basically you can create a generic intro with music and the same outro, and then you can drag and drop both of these, and then you can drag this video into Canva, you can clip off the sides, and then you can export the video. This allows you to then be able to upload this video to YouTube, and then you can take it and put it into apps and get short form content as well. So always remember that in 2024, when it comes to content creation, quality is not necessarily about the camera you're using, the lighting you have, or the people you have to help you. It's about what you're saying and the value that you bring to the market. So remember these tips, try these tips out. Always remember that you can reach out to me on social if you ever have any questions, and I look forward to seeing how you make your message known. Have a great day, and God bless.